Hey, so Cruise Junkie here, and the weekend kickoff show is on in 4 minutes. Stay tuned.
Monday morning I am in a fog, feel like a dog, can't find my other boot. Tuesday they done cut my power off, this week, oh Lord, I'm only halfway through. I didn't Wednesday, Thursday slow, but steady by Friday night. Hot damn, for the weekend, gonna holler like a dog. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm gonna cook me a big old hog. Gonna turn this double wide trailer into my personal party lodge. Gonna and jump off the garage. I'm ready for the weekend. Woo! I'm ready for the weekend. Pig out of here! Hey, get that pig out of here! I'm gonna turn this double wide trailer into my personal party barge. I'm gonna jump off the garage. I'm ready for the weekend. Get loud, ready for the weekend. I'm gonna make my neighbors proud. I'm ready for the weekend.
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment.
Well, hey, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. And, well, we're here with another live stream here on a Friday night. And I apologize, first of all, for some things. We're going to get into that in a little bit, a few moments, I should say. But we first of all had 2 streams set up, which that I can apologize for that mess, guys. But we got it all sorted out, and I do apologize in advance for that. But if you're here from the stream that popped out 2 of them, which is really weird how that happened. But if you when that happens, but appreciate if you're here on the main stream right now. And again, welcome to the weekend kickoff show, everybody. I know we pushed this back half an hour because literally 10 minutes before I on here on the stream today, we did just get home from dinner. Impromptu trip again. It was not planned, but we did go ahead and get something to eat right before the show begins. So again, as always, we appreciate all of you being in here for today's live stream. Today's going to be a little on the shorter side. We're going to do about for half an hour. I have some big channel update news, which I'm going to get to later in this show. Some of the uploading schedule that I'm taking a break from uploading. I'm going to tell you more about that in the following segment. So before we do there, it is the Cruise News Show, but we have to first of all go to your comments, your chats live in YouTube right now. There we go. So we have first in the chat for this show today is the one, the only, the Nathan from Best of Boats World. Nathan was the first in here. He was in the chat. We're the first in the chat. He was here for the pre-show of the stream. So we appreciate you being in here. And Nathan for today's stream, he was first. Second was Cruise Plus. Good to have you in here, Cruise Plus. Plus next to we have next. Robert Kessner was in here. Good to have you in here, Robert. See, next we have Anthony. Anthony's in here. We got Sail Ingaway with TNK. Good to have you in here. Great stream last night. That was a great stream for sure. We have our Mr. Moderator. Don't worry if you're a moderator. He ain't taking over your job. His job is just to drop the links, drops the links to stuff. Plus we have J&N Travels, John and Nancy, good to have you in here. And Sarah from the Q's Cruisers, good to have you in here as well. Same with you, Najuma. Thank you so much for stopping by. And again, appreciate all of you being in here for today's stream. So first, before we get into some channel update video and the creator of the week, again, this is going to be a little bit shorter of the show. We're first going to get into our favorite segment here of the show, which is, of course, the cruise news, which today we have lots of updates. We got some updates with the Carnival Mardi Gras, the most anticipated ship in the industry. We had some updates earlier this week, and then we have some today. Don't know what order they go, right? So we're going to go ahead and see. So we're going to start on our first story of the day, which kind of has something to do with the Mardi Gras. Of course, Carnival Cruise Line today, they did just cancel all sailings until April of 2021. And by the way, if you're wondering, what did Christine Duffy from the Carnival Corporation say about it? Well, in a few seconds, you're going to see her quote right here. She says, "Our guests and travel agents partners continue to express their loyalty to Carnival and their desire to get back on our ships as soon as they can. As we are headed back and we are heartened by the booking demand and activity we continue to see. We are certainly committed to welcoming them back as quickly as possible, but unfortunately, we have determined it's going to take a little bit longer, and the situation in Europe will also impact the Mardi Gras departure to the U.S., which, again, I'm going to bring that story up later in the show. And then also Christine Duffy is saying, and Carnival Legends itineraries in Europe. So if you basically have sailings on the Mardi Gras or Carnival Legend, they're going to be impacted, of course, as always. Now, maybe wondering, Tyler, did you see these cancellations of the Mardi Gras coming? Yes, I did see the Mardi Gras cancellations coming ever since the Mardi Gras has not made her way over to Port Canaveral. And we're going to go back here a few weeks ago. I remember a few weeks ago I played this video clip. Well, John Heald updated himself. But first, we have to go see what John Heald said about the Mardi Gras a few weeks ago with a poster claiming fake news about the Mardi Gras. So take a listen to this story.
A gentleman posted yesterday that he had read on another cruise webpage, Facebook page, that the Mardi Gras, not the Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, was leaving Barcelona tomorrow to head across to Port Canaveral. That is absolutely not true. It's going to remain in Barcelona for a while.
So as you see there, that is John Heald, of course, letting us know that the Mardi Gras is not leaving Barcelona. Again, that was a few weeks ago, but according to John Heald now, a few days ago, which again, who knows these cancellations with the Mardi Gras now, but according to John Heald a few days ago, the Mardi Gras, actually supposedly yesterday, he said the Mardi Gras is now coming to Port Canaveral later this month. So not this month like January, but later February. So mid to late February of 2021 is when the Carnival Mardi Gras is supposedly, according to John Heald, scheduled to come to Port Canaveral. Well, I have no other news to say that is not happening, right? I don't have any Port Canaveral website. They haven't updated the website, as I've said in my other ship spotting videos. But when that does happen, I will be over there to ship spot the Mardi Gras. And speaking of Carnival Cruise news, we have lots of those stories today. This isn't really news related to Carnival Corporation. I mean, it's related to Carnival Corporation, I should say, but it isn't really related to Carnival Cruise Line. This news right here is from the one, the only Costa Cruise Line right here. Costa Cruise Line did delay its restart in Italy until March of 2021, and due to basically the Italian government's restrictions. Which is interesting about this. Again, here's a quote. I think we have a quote. Not sure if we do. We have a quote here, I believe, from Carnival. Costa's CEO. We don't have a quote for that. Sorry, but as I'm saying, it's funny because MSC, right? MSC is going to be resuming sailings on the Grandiosa this Sunday out of Italy. So one cruise line cancels while the other one sails this week. So that's the story. But other news with Costa, they got into a little bit of a mishap in, I believe, Rome. I'm not sure, but somewhere in Italy or the Mediterranean, they got into this mishap. As you can see from this photo right over here, it appears the one of their lifeboats on Costa's flagship had a little bit of damage. If you can see here, you see, luckily, good news. No one was hurt during this event. But well, I should say no one was, but actually the lifeboat got hurt. As you can see here, this is from the damage from the Costa Smeralda hitting, it appears, something that made the lifeboat fall and get wedged in between. There's video on the internet of actually seeing a wedged in between the pier and the Costa Smeralda. However, I don't have that footage on the show as I did not have time to grab that footage. But as you can see here, of course, Costa, they did cancel today, but they also had a ship hit a lifeboat, I should say, hit the pier, which is pretty interesting to see. Travel with Nick's in the house. Good to have you in here, Nick. Thank you so much for stopping by. And of course, that's our cruise news, it looks like, for today, guys. I know we are short on the cruise news. And now it's time for the part of the show where I update you on what's going on with the channel. That's right, it's our channel update part of the show. I said I was going to do this earlier in the show. We're doing it now. So, update for the channel right now, guys. There is going to be a update. I should say, yeah, it's going to be an update, of course. But there's going to be an update on, of course, what's happening with the channel. The update is that I'm, as of right now, on the main channel, pausing videos until at least mid-February. Nothing's wrong with me or simply wrong with the channel. I'm just taking a break on the main channel. First of all, refresh my creative, just refresh with creative thoughts, because it takes a lot of process to make videos. So I'm taking a break, guys, on the main channel with posting videos. But do not fear, there will still be weekly live shows, and maybe even twice weekly live shows, of course, every Friday and Sunday. So stay tuned for that. The only difference you guys are going to see is you're not going to see videos posted as recently on this channel. I'm taking a break. Hopefully, sometime in February, I can go to Port Canaveral and film some more content. So again, we're just all fingers crossed that cruising does get better here in the U.S., or just say the situation does with cruising, so I can go back and shoot some more content. But that is the news I wanted to break to you on the main channel right here, The Tyler Show. I am taking a break for posting content. I should say just posting videos. There will still be live stream, guys, so do not fear. But Viso's Travel is in the house. Good to have you in here. Raphael, he says, what's going on, YouTube? So, yes, good to have you in here, Raphael. Another thing I want to bring up with other news with channel updates right now, I will be going back and posting weekly cruise news updates on that's my second channel, the Cruise Junkie, which is also my new brand, right? I rebranded everything to be called the Cruise Junkie, but I am posting new weekly cruise news videos, hopefully every either Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that, guys, and go ahead, if you haven't already, watch the second cruise news video. If one of my moderators could drop that link in the chat to my second cruise news video, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. But again, I want to let you guys know that again, I'm posting more videos on my second channel. When I'm currently on this little break right now, I'm on about a 2 week, about a month break. It depends on the situation. So that's the news with our channel right now, guys. I know, again, not much really relates to content on the second channel, and nothing else is changing on the second channel, but the main channel content will, as of right now, be temporarily on hold with videos, right? But Papa Mozo is in the house. Good to have you in here, Papa Mozo, aka the Vlog Father. Now, again, relating back to me taking pause on main videos here on the channel for a little bit, right? For about, again, 2 week break. But I say two to 4 weeks. Don't know the exact time on the main date, right? The reason I'm doing it is I'm in the process of working on a project right now, right? I'm working on a big project right now with some other creators. Some of them you know them, you love them. I actually am allowed to say what the project is. I've been hinting at this project for weeks now. It's basically cruising Netflix. We figured out the name for the channel now. I can say it. It's Cruise Plus, right? That's the name of the channel. So you can see one of our CEO, or founder, as you will. He's in the chat right now. But again, as I'm saying, Cruising Plus is coming out. Don't have the exact date, but we're just going to say sometime March and April. So we're going to say that, guys. I'm going to show a quick trailer of what you can expect on Cruise Plus. Again, more details will be coming out every single week. So stay tuned for that, guys. And here's a quick trailer on what's happening with Cruising Plus. Actually, say what the kind of content you should expect on Cruising Plus. And also, you can say what's going to be happening on Cruising Plus. So check it out and let's see what Cruising Plus is. So So there you go, guys. That was Cruise Plus trailer number 1. So if you haven't already started following the Cruise Plus channel, you should follow that one. But we are in the process of launching Cruise Plus, which will be a revolutionary streaming service here in the cruise community. I'm producing a series. I can't get much into the details of it as I don't want to give it away, but you guys will be impressed when it comes out. Some of my most popular videos have either been re-edited or re-storytelling on this streaming platform, so just stay tuned for the details, I should say. And again, Cruise Plus, I should say, not Cruising Plus, still in the works, but it should be out in the following months. But that's enough talk here on the what am I doing with the projects, and then that's the reason why I had to take a little hiatus on posting videos for a little bit. But in the meanwhile, while we are taking a break from posting videos on the channel, right, we're still doing the live streams. And you know, every single live stream we like to do the Creator of the Week. This week's Creator of the Week, everyone knows, everyone loves them. It's the one, the only, the Q's Cruisers. They're this week's Creator of the Week, so congrats to them for being this week's Creator of the Week. If you guys haven't already, check them out. They do a show every single Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This week, we're going to be doing all on topic of New York, their home state, so go ahead, check them out. Again, they're this week's Creator of the Week. They're about, I believe, 717 friends last time I checked, so go ahead if you haven't already. If you haven't already connected with them, make sure you go ahead and connect with them. It's a mistake you should fix immediately. Anyway, guys, that is, of course, this week's Creator of the Week. But now it's time for our course, right after the Creator of the Week, it's time for the throwback video for this week. So go ahead. And speaking of throwback videos, this is a fun one, so check it out.
Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go. To the beat in the street, every freak out singing like. You're told.
So there you go. That was this week's throwback video, and I'm now going to be testing our second camera. We got a cool new second camera, so we're going to go test it out. So you're going to see it live. We got the camera I'm using for the second camera, which again probably ain't going to stay this way, but we're going to go ahead and test the second camera out. So this is another thing I want to try on this stream, is my brand new second camera. It's actually a new camera, but I figured out how to hook it up with the computer, so I'm going to try this out. So bear with me for 1 second. And of course, second camera is online now. Look, there you go. You can see it. I'm not quite sure how the angles work with the camera, right? But this is the second camera right here. I know it has the focus tracking thing, which I don't know how to get rid of that. But I probably should figure that out, you know. But I like the second camera. The quality on the second camera is really, really good. So I do indeed dig the second camera. My problem is it's not practical because if you can't see here, I'm having to looking at the camera this way and the computer's over that way. So it's not exactly the most practical second camera. But let me know how you like the second camera. I'm testing it out for this week's live stream. And that's the problem we have too. When every about 2 minutes the camera goes off into hibernation, and that's the problem I got. I don't know how to operate this as a webcam. I'm sure there's an update on Canon's website to make this operate like a web camera, but not quite sure how to get it to work. So in the meanwhile, we're going to be converting back to our main web camera. So I'll see if I can pull that camera back up. There we go. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. The second web camera, as you can see there, about every 2 minutes it pops up as an autofocus thing where it'll just black out and shows like a blooper image thing, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, let's see people say down in the chat. Again, Dean from the live places here. Dean, good to have you in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Travels Adventures with Eric B is in here. Good to have you in here, Eric. So many great faces in the chat. So as always, we appreciate everyone being in here for today's live stream. 10 more minutes left of the today's show. So now we're going to be answering your questions, your comments about cruising, because here's the deal. Every single week we love to answer, or I should say I love to answer your cruising comments live here on the show. It's one of the reasons I love doing live shows. I get to interact with you, the audience. So go ahead and I know we had a question earlier in the chat. Is again, I believe Nathan from Best of Boats World, he was talking about Cruising Plus, which is of course our brand new cruising video streaming service thing. So he says earliest will not be till late February or early March. Yes, that date is, I believe, the correct date for Cruise Plus. Again, not 100% sure. So you are right about that, Nathan. I believe that is the date we have agreed on, sometime late there. But again, that's again pretty interesting. And Nathan has a comedic question. He says, "How much would a woodchuck?" Oh, I tell you that joke. I think one of my friends at Skull Plate told me this one this week. Yeah, I got stuck on that one. He goes, "Oh, you're stuck on saying that." So that's, I guess, the blooper reel, you would say. Good question, though, Nathan. But if you have any other cruising questions, feel free to let me know, and I will go ahead and see if I can answer them for today's show. But another thing I want to bring up before we get to your questions, if you have any, it appears there are some more cruise news. Of course, I didn't get into yesterday's video on my second channel, but the other cruise news is that there is, again, Royal Caribbean sold one of their brands this week for $200 million, which is literally dirt cheap for a cruise line. Now, this cruise line had 3 ships. It's currently, I believe, the Azamar Journey, the Azamar Pursuit, and the Azamar Quest. All 3 ships and all the crew and everything have been sold to the Sycamore Group, which is, I believe, a big investment company. So again, they sold it for $200 million, which is literally dirt cheap for a cruise ship. So I'm just, here's the deal. I'm not surprised this move happened, but I'm just surprised how cheap this brand was sold. Which people are saying, Tyler, you think it would have sold for more? I do someone say this dirt cheap, but I don't think it would have sold for any more, especially nowadays. Due to this whole pandemic with no cruising happening and no money, right? But again, $200 million is a little bit cheap for a cruise ship. A cruise line, I should say. $200 for $1 million for a cruise ship is still pretty cheap too, but $200 million for the whole cruise line, that definitely was big news this week in the industry. Now, people may be wondering what will happen to this cruise line now. Will this company that bought the cruise line sell all their ships for scrap? Which I don't think is going to be happening, because here's the deal. Azamar has a great brand, right? Royal Caribbean, when they bought it, in 13 years, I believe, they spent a lot of time and effort of growing the brand up to where we have it today. Now, another reason why Royal Caribbean sold this brand is ever since they bought Silver Sea, the 2 lines, basically, they traded places. I shouldn't say traded places, but the 2 lines were basically very similar to each other, right? Azamar and, again, Silver Sea. They basically had some of the same features, but I should say same features with the same luxury, right? So Azamar, course, a smaller ship premium line. So again, these 2 ships, I should say lines, Azamar and Silver Sea, they really ran back and forth with each other with respect to cruising, right? So that is one of the reasons why Royal Caribbean did sell, of course, Azamar to Sycamore Partners, which I believe owns a percent in Staples and some other brands, but not quite sure. But will be interesting to see what happens to this brand, what this new owner's plans are with the cruise line. But we'll stay on top of that story here on my main channel and my second channel. So if you haven't already checked those channels out, make sure you do go ahead and check them out. But Nathan's in the house. Good to have you in here, Nathan. Thank you so much for stopping by for today's stream. And of course, sailing on to some more cruise news stories before I close out this week's show. This is usually part of the show where I like to call it the stories that did not make the cut. So again, we're seeing what stories did not make the cut for this week. And one of the stories that did not make the cut is, of course, the big news all the way from again, there's so much news in the industry, it's so hard to keep track, but the biggest news had to be, of course, this whole week, as I mentioned in yesterday's show, that Royal Caribbean was the first cruise line to kind of cancel one of their ships for the Alaskan season. Now, by the way, this was no surprise for me, because here's the deal. Ever since Quantum of the Seas resuming sailings, I kind of knew they weren't going to take a risk and take it out of service to have it go to another market that could get shut back down. So, again, big news, which of course that Royal Caribbean canceled the Quantum of the Seas Alaskan season, but at the same time, it wasn't that much of a surprise to me, because it's again just a matter of fact that they're going to have 4 ships in Alaska this year anyways. With that, again, that was including the Quantum, but with the Quantum leaving, again, sailing over in Asia, which I believe we should probably keep on sailing from Singapore for a while, because again, it's a great time for them to be cruising in Singapore because it's working great, right? Quantum of the Seas, ever since they started sailings in December, hasn't had a major incident, right? They had some false positive one time, but that was proved that it was just the case of a false positive. Guy was tested like 5 times and tested back negative all the rest of the time. So that's good news with, of course, all the way over there with the Quantum of the Seas in Singapore. But that was the big news with Royal Caribbean this week. Of course, I'm selling off a brand and canceling cruises all the way out of Alaska. So that's some news. So who knows what's happening with Royal Caribbean? Will they cancel April? Well, we don't know, because again, or simple as a matter of fact, will any other lines cancel Alaska? Now that's a question I don't know the answer to, and I would love to know the answer, but I don't exactly know. And V-Slow's Travel, he says the second camera, which again I mentioned that earlier in the show, he said the second quality of the second camera image, amazing. Yes, I know. I got to go ahead and go invest in a new web camera. The web camera you're watching me on now is actually from 2008. So that is a very, very old web camera you're watching the show on now, which I'm surprised still works. But so I do need to go ahead and invest in a new web camera, guys. So that's one of my next buys. But yeah, that second web camera, other than the problem of it going off, I love the new second web camera. It's not really a web camera. It's actually this Canon SX740 right here. I just connected via USB cable right here. Again, who knows? We could see that go ahead and play out with, of course, with the new web camera being used in the show more often. But in the meanwhile, guys, it's almost time to close it out for today's show. Papa Mozo has his show coming up next here. He's talking with Doug and Nikki, so go ahead and stay tuned. I'll definitely be there for that show. I'll also be back here on Sunday, I believe, at 2 o'clock this week. So we're going to definitely go ahead and be there for 2 o'clock Sunday this week. Probably doing some cruise trivia and some other cruise news, right? So go ahead and stay tuned for that. Plus, let's see what else we got coming on the books. Not that much else. There'll probably be another YouTube Shorts video post on my second channel this week. And, of course, This Week in Cruise News coming out next Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that, guys. And I do want to apologize for this being a little bit of a shorter stream because, again, it was only about 30 minutes. But I appreciate all of you sticking around for the whole entire live stream. And we'll go ahead and see the rest of you sometime next week. So actually, we'll see you technically Sunday. So have a great rest of the week, everybody. Take it easy and stay safe. Good night, everyone.